"I'm late," my friend Lily whispered quietly, standing next to a shelf of cereal boxes. I looked at her, puzzled. This was not the best place for such news. Usually such things were discussed in a cafe with an embarrassed smile, or at least secretly in the kitchen. An elderly woman walked past with a shopping cart, the wheels of which squeaked annoyingly. "That's all," Lily said awkwardly, hiding her hands behind her back. There was a suspicious and guilty look in her eyes. I raised an eyebrow. Only? What was that phrase? Where was the joy? Or was there nothing to celebrate? I had several theories. The first is that Lilia became pregnant from a stranger. And second, unpleasant and dubious. She got involved with a married man. No, she couldn't do that. "Is there more to this story, Lily?" I asked. I had to decide whether to congratulate my friend or console her, assuring her that she would cope and everything would be fine. "I don't know how to tell you, Claire," Lily said nervously. "Shit. Look." She bit her lip for a moment and then quickly blurted out, "It was with your ex, David." "Shit, Claire, it just happened. I don't know how." My eyebrows shot up in surprise. This was something I didn't expect. My heartbeat echoed in my temples as a fast and deep pulse. Lily nervously twirled the edge of a red silk scarf in her fingers. She bit her lip again, turned pale, and whispered, "He's your ex-husband, right? And, damn, it's still awkward. Claire, why are you silent? I'm so ashamed, but I couldn't keep it to myself, and it seems to me that I'm pregnant." "Maybe," I repeated. "So?" I didn't know how to react to the news that my best friend slept with my ex-husband, with whom I was very painfully experiencing a breakup. I was still hurting even though I thought the divorce was over. "I misspoke," Lily corrected herself nervously. "Claire, this is my situation. You are angry?" I wanted to crush the granola box in my hands, but I didn't. Instead, I just strained my fingers until it hurt. Inhale and exhale slowly. Count to 10. "Claire, I didn't want to, but to remain silent? It wouldn't be fair. I liked it when people started to think about what constitutes dishonesty and what doesn't. In fact, there was nothing dishonest about my friend sleeping with my ex-husband, but can we still talk about female solidarity between friends?" I placed the box of granola back on the shelf and answered quietly, my heart pounding loudly. "I don't care who David sleeps with anymore. Listen, I have to go. I need to pick up the kids from school." I slowly turned away from the shelf and quickly walked away, ignoring Lily's alarm. "Claire, damn it! Wait!" I walked out of the aisle and turned to the next row of shelves to see that my bag had bumped into a carefully constructed pyramid of tea boxes. There was a 35% discount on tea. The pyramid collapsed under my frightened gaze, and a few steps away from me, a young supermarket employee sighed heavily. Oh, for God's sake. He was tall and had bad skin. His cheeks were covered with large red pimples. "Sorry," I said, stepping back and looking at him. The idea came to my mind to rush to restore the tea pyramid, but I knew that I couldn't make it so neat. And besides, it would just be a shame. "Claire, wait." Lily appeared from the aisle and our eyes met. "I'm so sorry, honestly, and I don't want to lose you." "I told you I'm in a hurry. I need to pick up the kids from school," I said, nudging the tea box with my shoe and throwing it aside. With my heels clicking loudly, I headed towards the exit and the labyrinth of supermarkets. "Shit!" Lily's voice reached me. She was wearing sneakers, so she quickly caught up and grabbed my hand, forcing me to turn towards her. "Claire, we've been through so much together." "Exactly!" I responded in a loud and furious whisper. "So much. He's just your ex." She smiled wryly. "You're not married anymore." I grinned, looked Lily in the eyes and walked closer. I adjusted her scarf, wanting to tighten it until she choked and panicked. "Yes, ex." I tied a neat bow and asked a logical and simple question. "Then why are you ashamed, Lilia?" Lily's face turned red and she looked away from mine, unable to meet my gaze. She fidgeted with the end of her scarf, her fingers trembling. "Because it's you, Claire," she admitted quietly. "You are my best friend, and I betrayed you." I took a deep breath, fighting the urge to scream. The betrayal of a friend hurt more than anything else. "Lily, do you even understand what you've done?" I asked in a trembling voice. "You didn't just sleep with my ex. You destroyed the trust between us." Tears welled up in Lily's eyes. "I know, Claire. I know. And I'm very, very sorry." I will do everything to make things right. I shook my head. The pain was too fresh, too sharp. I need time, Lily. Time to think about all this. She nodded, tears streaming down her cheeks. Take as much time as you need. I will be here and wait, hoping that someday you will be able to forgive me. Without another word, I turned and walked away, the weight of her betrayal weighing heavily on my heart. As I walked out of the store, the cool air hit my face, a stark contrast to the turmoil inside me. I didn't know what the future held for our friendship, but right now I needed to focus on myself and my children. Trust can be restored, but it will take time and effort on both sides. As I approached the car, I looked back at the store to see Lily still standing there, her shoulders slumped in defeat. Maybe, just maybe, there was still hope for us. But that was a decision for another day. Now I needed to heal. The following days were nothing but routine and emotional turmoil. I pick up the kids from school, cook dinners, help with homework. Everything is done with mechanical precision. My mind is elsewhere, trying to cope with the storm that Lily's confession has unleashed. One night, as I was putting the kids to bed, a message popped up on my phone. It was from Lily. Lily, Claire, I hope you're okay. I miss you. I stared at the screen, the words blurring through my tears. The pain of betrayal is still fresh, but a small part of me missed her too. I hung up without answering and walked into the living room, collapsing on the couch, feeling the weight of the world on my shoulders. A few days later, I decided to meet with my therapist, Dr. Thompson, to sort through my confused emotions. Claire, it's natural to feel hurt and betrayed, Dr. Thompson said softly. But it's important to remember that healing takes time, and sometimes forgiveness is part of that healing. How can I forgive her? I asked, my voice cracking. She slept with my ex-husband. She knew how much pain it would cause me. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting or excusing what she did, Dr. Thompson explained. It's about freeing yourself from anger and pain. It's a process, and it's okay to spend time on it. I nodded, absorbing her words. Perhaps forgiveness was the path I needed to take, not for Lily's sake, but for my own sake. As the weeks turned into months, Lily continued to contact us, her messages filled with regret and apology. I read them all, but still didn't answer. I needed to focus on my own healing first. One afternoon, while in the park with my children, I saw Lily sitting on a bench, lost in thought. Our eyes met, and for a moment I saw the friend I had always known, the friend with whom I shared countless memories. Taking a deep breath, I approached her. "Hello," I said quietly. Lily looked up, a look of surprise and relief on her face. "Claire, I didn't expect to see you here." "I didn't plan this," I admitted, "but maybe it's time to talk." We sat on the bench, the silence between us filled with unspoken words. Finally, Lily broke the silence. "I'm so sorry, Claire. I wish I could take it all back." "I know," I answered in a trembling voice. "I was so angry and hurt, but I also missed you, and maybe we can start over." Lily's eyes filled with tears. "I would like that, more than anything." It wasn't an overnight solution, but it was a start. Over time, we began to rebuild our friendship, brick by brick, honestly and understandingly. It hasn't been easy, but there's nothing worthwhile about it. Over time, I realized that forgiveness does not mean justifying what happened. It was about choosing to move forward, to find a way to heal and get rid of the pain. And in doing so, I found a sense of peace that I had not felt for a long time. As I watched my children play in the park, and their laughter filled the air, I knew that life, despite all its difficulties, has a way of fixing broken things. And sometimes these fragments come together to form something even stronger and more beautiful. As the months passed, the scars left by Lily's betrayal began to fade. We worked hard to rebuild our friendship, setting boundaries and creating new, honest foundations. There were days when the past haunted us, but we faced those moments together, becoming stronger in the process. One crisp autumn day, as the leaves fell around us, Lily and I sat in a cozy cafe and sipped a warm latte. The atmosphere was relaxed, and for the first time in a long time, I felt a real sense of peace. "How are things with Mark?" Lily asked, referring to a new friend I had recently started dating. "Surprisingly good," I smiled. He is kind and understanding. He knows everything that happened and has been incredibly supportive. Lily nodded, a gentle smile playing on her lips. I'm glad, Claire. You deserve happiness. And you? I asked. How are you holding up? She hesitated for a moment before answering. I'm getting there. It's been a journey, but I'm learning to forgive myself, and your forgiveness helped more than you think. We exchanged warm glances, silently acknowledging how far we had come. Forgiveness was an important step in our healing process, but so was understanding and communication. As the seasons changed, so did our lives. My relationship with Mark has grown into something wonderful, built on mutual respect and trust. He adored my children and brought ease into our lives that had been missing for so long. Lily found peace in her own way by focusing on her career and personal growth. We remained close, and our friendship grew stronger and stronger than ever. One day, Mark and I took the kids to the park. When we watched them play, I felt a deep sense of satisfaction. Mark put his arm around me, pulling me closer. You've come a long way, Claire, he whispered. I smiled, clinging to him. We both have. In that moment, I realized that life's trials and tribulations have shaped us into who we are. Pain, betrayal, forgiveness. All this brought us to this place of peace and happiness. And for that, I was grateful. Lily joined us later in the park, her laughter mingling with the laughter of my children. We sat together watching the sunset, knowing that no matter what, we were together again. As the sky turned shades of pink and orange, I looked back at the people I loved with an overwhelming sense of gratitude. Life had a way of breaking and healing hearts, and in the process, it created something even more beautiful than before. After all, forgiveness was not just about letting go of the past, but about embracing the future with an open heart, ready to love and trust again. And as I held Mark's hand and Lily next to me, I knew that our future was bright and full of endless possibilities.